Alright, what is up, everybody? We are back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, we're going to be recapping last night's 11-game slate on a Sunday. Very interesting, a big slate on a Sunday, but I don't mind. Here for your daily, everyday recap here in today's video. I thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really upset a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Links to my Twitters, all that stuff down in the description below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So first game we're starting with Rockets and Pistons. The Rockets end up winning this game 101-99. They are now 6-4. Detroit falls to 4-7. The second half of this game is interesting. The Pistons had a 2-point lead at halftime. Cade had a really good first half. He had 14. Şengün also had 14 in the first half. In the third quarter, the Rockets came out and built a good separation. 29-19 in that quarter. Alper Şengün had 8 more points. Tari Eason came off the bench and was really, really big. So was Amen Thompson. Detroit did not shoot the ball well in the third quarter. And it was like, man, are we going to get a close game? The Rockets going to be able to win this game again. They were by 12 at one point early in the fourth. But then the fourth quarter, and the vets really brought it back for Detroit. Beasley hit 3 threes in the quarter. Tim Hardaway Jr. hit a couple shots. Tobias hit a couple shots. Then all of a sudden, it was a very, very close game. The last couple possessions of this game, the Rockets were missing a lot of threes. Rockets missed a lot of threes in this fourth quarter. That would have been huge. It would have created some more separation, but it didn't happen. The Pistons went on a little run to take the lead back. Tobias hit a 3 with 45 seconds left to make it a 2-point game. The Rockets come down. Dylan Brooks missed a 3. Tobias gets the rebound, but then they turn the ball over. They come down. Şengün gets blocked by Cade on the dunk, but then they get the rebound, and Stewart fouls Şengün. Şengün gets to the free throw line, goes 1 for 2 from the line, makes the first, misses the second, giving Detroit a chance with down 3 with 7 seconds left. Coming to the game, Cade gets fouled. For everybody, they foul Cade on the 2, so they don't get the 3 ball. Cade makes the first, potentially misses the second. The offensive rebound goes around. Jaden Ivey gets the board, takes a corner 3, misses. They get the rebound. Tobias Harris gets fouled by Tari Eason on the rebound, and they're in the bonus, so they get to the line for 2. Tobias misses the first free throw. He tries to intentionally miss the second. Then it tips around. It was only 1 second left, and the game was over. The Rockets, another good win in this game. Şengün was really good in this game. 27-10, shot 11 for 17. He was a plus 11. Jalen Green had a tough shooting night, 6 for 17. He had 15 points, but he had some nice shots at that big dunk on Cade. He's been kind of coming down to earth recently in terms of efficiency and scoring. He started the year off on fire, and now he went down. He's down to 21 points per game. Yeah, his last, I want to say 5 games have not been great. After the first 5 games of the season, he was on fire. 28, 22, 29, 36, 23. His last 5 have not been great. Last 5, he's averaging 14 points on 35% shooting 21% from 3. So he's kind of come down there, but they've still been winning. They've been winning games still. Şengün has really taken over. Tari Eason has been so vital off the bench the last couple of games. 18 points and 9 boards last night. I was a big fan of Tari Eason since coming into the NBA as kind of like a Swiss Army knife, do it all type of energy role player. And that's what he's been doing so far, especially the last couple games. Dylan Brooks gave you 14 points. Team shot 41% from the field. Bad shooting night from 3. It still won 7 for 34 from 3. Still were able to win. They won the rebounding battle 53-46, 17 offensive rebounds in this game. 4 from Jabari Smith, 4 from Tari Eason. Even Reed Shepard, all of his rebounds are offensive rebounds as well. They also forced 18 Detroit turnovers and hit their shots when they needed to. Got defensive stops when they needed to. For Detroit, very tough loss. Great comeback, especially led by the veterans. They had Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, Tobias all had big shots in that fourth quarter. Cade, 26, 8, 9. He has been on fire. He's had triple-doubles galore the last couple games. He almost got one last night as well. Isaiah Stewart gave you 16 and 8 in the start with Jalen Duren out. Malik Beasley gave you 15 points. He hit 4 threes off the bench. Tim Hardaway gave you 10. Tough game for Jaden Ivey. He was 4 for 15. And this one, 8 points, 7 rebounds, 6 turnovers. So if they have him, they probably have a better night. They also missed 7 free throws in this game, which you can't do. But, decent game for Detroit. But the Rockets, great win for the Houston Rockets. They're 6-4 now. They're playing very good basketball. Right now, they are the 9th seed, crazy 6-4, the 9th seed in the Western Conference. But they've been playing really good ball recently. I love how the young guys have been stepping up. They've been closing out games, which is not something they did early in the year or last year, but now they're starting to close out games. So it's really nice to see this team kind of mature in front of our eyes. Next, we have Celtics and Bucks. The Celtics win this one 113-107. They are 9-2. The Bucks fall to 2-8. Milwaukee came out with some passion in the first quarter. They put up 40 points in the first quarter. Giannis gave you 19 points in the first quarter. Turning Prince hit 3 threes. The team shot 63% from the field, while Boston shot 39% from the field. And yeah, Milwaukee came out with a vengeance early in this game. Second quarter got a little bit closer. Peyton Pritchard did his thing. He hit 4 threes in the quarter. Milwaukee came down a little bit to earth. Giannis still had 8. Bobby Portis gave you 7. And it was a close first half. Milwaukee by 11 at first half. Giannis gave you 27, 7, and 4 in one half. But then the third quarter is where the tides start to turn. Boston responds, outscoring Milwaukee 29-15. Jason Tatum has 11 points in the quarter. Jrue Holiday has 8 points in the quarter. For the Bucks, Giannis has just 3. Dame has 5. The team shot 6 for 21, 28% from the field in the third, and 1 for 9 from 3. Also didn't get to the free throw line, and that's where the tides started turning. They turned the ball over. Giannis couldn't really get involved. He was settling for a lot of mid-range jumpers. Dame had a really tough shooting night from 3 in general. The Bucks just could not hit a shot in that third quarter. Brought it down to the fourth quarter. Jason Tatum was getting to the free throw line a lot. He had 2 very big 3-pointers. He had 12 points in the quarter. They shot 33%. The Bucks, Giannis gave you 13 in the quarter, but no one else could do much. The rest of the starting lineup, Dame was 0 for 2, Prince 0 for 1, Brook Lopez and Andre Jackson didn't take a shot in the fourth. Pat Connaughton hit a 3, AJ Green hit a 3, Bobby Portis hit a shot, but that's it. They could not get anything besides Giannis really to do much. And the second half was the big turn. Milwaukee scored just 38 points in the second half, shot 36% from the field, 20% from 3. Giannis had 16. No one else could do much in that second half. While the Celtics shot 40%, Jason Tatum gave you 23 points in the second half, while Jrue Holiday had 10. Derek White had 8. A balanced performance, a couple bad turnovers here and there, and the Celtics end up sneaking out with a W. Jason Tatum, 31, 12, and 6. Tough shooting night, 7 for 21, 4 for 12 and 3, but he got to the free throw line a whole lot, hit big shots when he needed to. Peyton Pritchard continues his amazing year off the bench, 18 points, he hit 5 threes. Derek White and Jrue Holiday gave you 15 each. Jaylen Brown, his return, gave you 14 points with 5 rebounds, 4 assists. The team hit 19 threes, only missed 3 free throws in this game. They won the rebounding battle, won the assist battle, won the turnover battle, and that Bucks in the second half just were a completely different team than what the first half said, and than what the first half showed us. And the Bucks, another very tough loss. Giannis gave you 43, 13, and 5 on 18 for 29 shooting. I mean, he couldn't really do much more in this game. Only 1 turnover as well. Like, he couldn't really do much more. But just no one else could step. Dame decided to have a bad shooting night, 14 points, 1 for 8 from 3, 4 for 15 from the field. Bobby gave you 15. AJ Green hit 4 threes. He's been really solid in his minutes. But we get 14 from Dame. Taurean Prince hit 3 threes in the first and didn't do anything else the rest of the game. Brook Lopez had 6. Andre Jackson had 1 point in this game. They shot 40% from 3, 48%. They outshot the Celtics in terms of percentage-wise. They did miss 5 free throws. But it's like, man, when Giannis is the only one that can really give you anything for this team, it's just really, really tough for the Bucks. And another really bad loss, especially after, they came out, put up 40 in the first quarter. We're up 11 at halftime on Boston. You're like, dang, Milwaukee, this is going to be at least a tight finish, But then the Bucks just come out in the third and just say, or the Celtics come out in the third and we're like, all right, let's start playing ball. And they just dominated. That's a lot of credit to, obviously, the Boston Celtics. They're the reigning champs for a reason. They're an amazing team. But Milwaukee's just like, man, like the second half just was not inspiring at all, really, besides Giannis. Especially when you have Dame having these tough performances. It's just really, really hard to win games. Now they're 2-8. Things are not looking much better, honestly. Back-to-back losses against good teams that you thought they were going to have to be fighting with in the East with New York and Milwaukee. New York and Boston. And they just got, beat up. So yeah, very, very tough loss for the Bucks. But the Celtics is a really good win. Jaylen Brown is back. And it's the Boston Celtics. Next, Knicks and Pacers. Pacers win this one 132-121. They are 5-5. New York drops to 4-5. The Pacers getting revenge on the Knicks. Last time they played each other on ESPN, the Knicks embarrassed the Pacers. But the Pacers come back and they win this game. The fourth quarter really was the thing in this game. The first 2 quarters were really, really tight. It was a 3-point game at halftime. OG had a really good first half. Jalen Brunson was hitting some shots. Bennedict Mathurin was on fire in this entire game. The fourth quarter was really the difference. Pacers put up 40 in the fourth. They shot 63%, hit 8 threes. Tyrese Halliburton hit 12 points, 5 assists. He was huge. Bennedict Mathurin gave you 11. Miles Turner hit 3 threes in the quarter. Pascal, Ben Shepherd hit a 3. Just everything was on fire for the Pacers. And for the Knicks, defense was not great. besides Jalen Brunson and Cat, I guess no one else could really do much. Brunson and Cat had 21 of the 27 points in the quarter. For the Knicks, they shot just 1 for 4 from 3, while the Pacers were 8 for 13 from 3. That's a big difference, obviously. That's 7 more threes. That's 21 more points, than New York, right? That's 21 more. Yeah, 21 more points from 3 than what the right? Whatever. It's a big 8 and 1 is a big disparity in 3 pointers. You know, and yeah, the fourth quarter, the Knicks just could not get things together, especially on the defense. And the defense has not been great for the New York Knicks this year. I want to go to advanced stats and check the defensive rating of the Knicks right now. It is 21st. We're just right above Milwaukee. That is not a great sign for the Knicks. The defense has not been good. Cat defensively has not been there, but we all knew Cat wasn't a great defender. But last year he had his best year defensively. He also was next to Rudy Gobert. But now it's just not great. The three ball didn't fall. They shot 7 for 25 from 3 last game. I mean, they shot 55% from the field, which is not bad at all, but the threes weren't falling. While Indiana shot 51% from the field, but they hit 21 threes and shot 45% from 3. The Knicks just could not get things together. Even though Jalen Brunson gave you 33, 6, and 10, Cat gave you 30, OG gave you 25, Josh Hart gave you 16, 10, and 6. McHale had a tough shooting night, over 6 from 3. The bench could not really provide anything much. And for Indiana, just everything was on lock. Bennedict Mathurin, 38 and 8. Shot 7 for 9 from 3, 13 for 18 from the field. He's been phenomenal this season. Bennedict Mathurin has been. In his return, came off the bench. Now he's starting because Andrew Nembhard and Anthony Smith are both injured. And he has been just phenomenal. He's a bucket getter. That's what he does, and he does that great. And Tyrese Halliburton with his revenge game. Last game against the Knicks, he did not score. This game, 35 and 14. 11 for 18, 4 for 10 from 3. Definitely looked like he had a fire under him. Hit many big shots in the fourth, which is one thing you credit Tyrese. He hasn't not been all-NBA, all-star Tyrese that we know we can be, but he has been hitting very clutch shots this season when they need him. So he's done that. Miles Turner gave you 26 and 6. Pascal gave you 14. You didn't really need a big bench performance or anything like that, really. All you needed was Bennedict Mathurin and Tyrese Halliburton to go out and just combine for 100 points. That's all you really needed from those two. But yeah, it's been tough kind of sledding for the Knicks. They've been kind of very up and down, I feel like. Like one game, things are going to look great. The next game is going to be like, Jalen Brunson hasn't been, superstar Jalen Brunson that we know he can be. The defense has not been there. The depth has been kind of, we know they have a lot of injuries, obviously. It's just not been amazing for the Knicks. I'm not super worried. I'm not, like panic mode for the Knicks right now. But it's definitely a little bit just like, all right, they're going to have to string together some wins and string together some stops at some point throughout the year. But shout out to the Pacers. This was a big win for them. Next, we got Wizards, Magic. The Magic win this one 121-94. They are 5 and 6. The Wizards are 2 and 6. The Magic stringing together some wins without Paolo. Obviously, the first couple games were really tough, but they've won a couple games in a row. Granted, they've been against bad teams, but they're a bad team without Paolo, and wins are wins. You need any win you can get, so it doesn't matter. Shout out to the Magic. That third quarter really, kind of created separation. They outscored the Wizards 30-16 in that quarter. Franz gave you 8. Everybody really got involved and hit some shots. Even though the threes weren't falling, they're getting to the free throw line, getting to the rim, and just were pouring it on. The Wizards just could not stop the Magic in that second half, and that third quarter specifically. From the Magic, Franz, 23, 4, and 6 on 9 for 20 shooting. The team shot 45% from the field, 35% from 3, hit 17 threes in this game. Also got to the free throw, also made more free throws. They missed 3 free throws in this game, while the Wizards missed 7 on the same amount of attempts. They won the rebounding battle 44-37, including 15 offensive boards. Goga Badadze, 6 offensive boards in this game. They also won the turnover battle. But yeah, Mo Wagner gave you 16 and 6. Cole Anthony finally having a good game, 16 points. Anthony Black gave you 12. Tristan Da Silva gave you 11. Goga gave you 10 and 12. Just a really good game. In a game also went with Jalen Suggs only having 5 points. Who Suggs has been one of their best players, if not maybe their second best player this season. Only give you 5 points, and they still get a dominant win. That's big for the Magic. Stringing some wins together. I know their schedule's going to get kind of crazy at some point. I saw it on the timeline because I see a lot of Magic things in my timeline now. But I don't complain because Magic are cool. But their schedule's going to get a little tough. So, getting some wins now would be huge. And for the Wizards, just bad, but that's what they're supposed to be. Jordan Poole gave you 24. Bilal had another good game, 26 and 6 with 3 blocks on 9 for 11 shooting. Keyshawn George gave you 15 and 7, hit 4 threes. He's been really good the last couple games. Alex Hall gave you 11, 3 and 4. 3 for 10 shooting. The team shot 30% from three. The bench did nothing in this game, really. And yeah, the Wizards just being bad, but that's what they're supposed to be. Go get Cooper Flag, Washington. That's really what they're supposed to be doing. But the Magic, much needed victories now. Next, we have not Wizards, Warriors and Thunder. This is a very interesting game. The Warriors end up winning 127-116. Both teams are now 8-2. First quarter, OKC came out, gave them 33 points in the first quarter. Shea had 8, Lou Dort had 8, J-Dub had 7. Unfortunately, the big story of this game, which, we'll get into it now, I guess, Chet Holmgren got injured 5 minutes into this game, took a hard fall on the hip, was out for the rest of the game, and then we learned late last night, that it is I want to get the exact wording on this, so give me a second. I'm looking at it right now, but it was a really tough fall, and as soon as he fell, it was just like, oh man, no, please no. But yeah, Chet Holmgren suffered a right iliac hip fracture, and a return to play protocol will be provided in 8 to 10 weeks. So basically, he hurt his hip really bad, and he's going to be out for a while. 8 to 10 weeks is the reevaluation protocol, whatever he said. But just really, really sucks, man, because he was having an all-star type of season. The Thunder were having a great season, and obviously he just makes such a huge difference over there. Hopefully Isaiah Hartenstein's back soon, because he's hurt as well. Jalen Williams is also hurt, so all their bigs basically are hurt, so it's really, really tough. And yeah, that was a big factor in the game. The Wizards, why do I keep saying the Wizards? The Warriors, they're a very small team. So that really, Kevon Looney didn't play in this game. So, small ball, when it gets to small ball, the Warriors are, very good at it. And that was a big shift when we get to the second quarter. Second quarter, the Warriors put up 39 points in the quarter. Jonathan Kuminga gave him 12. He was a big energy boost off the bench. Anthony Melton hit 3 threes in this game. In the quarter, Steph hit a couple threes. The team shot 64% from 3, 58% from the field. While OKC could not get their 3-ball going. Aaron Wiggins hit 2, but no one else could hit a 3. It was really tough without Chet. We get to the third, and that's when the Warriors blow the door open. 42-21 in that quarter. Steph put on an absolute clinic, 17 points in the third quarter. The team shot 65% from the field, 5 for 10 from 3, while the Thunder were 7 for 23, 30%, 0 for 8 from 3. Shea had 6. No one else can really do much in this quarter, and the Warriors just put the Thunder on lockdown. First time we've really seen the Thunder really be on lockdown. But then the fourth quarter, the Thunder come back. They were down 30 at one point late in this third. And then the OKC Thunder just say, all right, let's start hitting some shots now. Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace was huge in this comeback. He had a couple big shots. Lou Dort hit a big three-pointer. J-Dub was hitting some shots. And all of a sudden, it was a 6-point game with 4 minutes left. And it's like, what the heck is going on? But then those last, couple minutes, the Thunder just could not make. Shea was trying so hard, but they were just crowding Shea, and Shea just cannot get anything going. Steph hit some big shots. Hit 2 big threes. Hit 1 3 to make it an 11-point game, then 1 3 with a minute left to make it a 10-point game. That kind of sealed the deal. And the Warriors escape, having an absolutely embarrassing loss. Steph, 36, 5, and 7. 7 for 13 games. The first real, Steph performance. Steph's been solid this entire year. He hasn't really had to do so much. But this is his first real big performance, and it came against a really good team. But Jonathan Kuminga as well was a big hero. 20 points, 8 for 11 from the field. He has been really good since coming off the bench. I think I did this last time I talked about Kuminga and the Warriors. But since he's coming off the bench, Kuminga in 7 games since he's come off the bench is giving you 17 and 4 on 51, 43, 68 splits. And his first 3 games, he had 10 points, 2 points, 12 points. So maybe the bench is just it for Jonathan Kuminga. He brings a lot of energy off that bench, provides a spark scoring-wise, which the Warriors could really use off that bench. And he has been great. He looks more confident. He's getting to the rim. He's shooting the 3-ball more confident. Everything looks better so far since come off the bench. Wiggins gave you 18, 8, and 5. D'Anthony Melton was huge in this game. 19 and 10, hit 5 threes. I really like D'Anthony Melton. Great that he's healthy and out there again. Draymond gave you 11 assists with 8 points. The team shot 50% from the field, 48% from 3. Won the rebounding battle, 46-41. Won the assist battle, 35-25. Just a great game all around. You saw once Chet went out, I feel like everything kind of just changed for the Warriors. They were just in attack mode, aggressive, hitting their shots. Everything was falling. And for the Thunder, the first time we've seen them really get beat this year. Their first loss against Denver, that was a really good game. But this game, they just got beat. The threes were not falling. They shot 33% from 3, got out-rebounded. When it comes to small ball, no teams do it much better than the Warriors. And once it gets to a small ball matchup, you're just not going to win that game. And the Thunder's offense hasn't really been great this year. Thunder have really been relying on their amazing defense to kind of win games, and Chet was the, kind of the anchor of that defense. Obviously, he was probably the front runner for DPOY, really. And now without him, it's going to be really, really tough. I don't think they're going to fall off a cliff. Obviously, they still have good enough players where they could still be really good, but just without Chet, Chet just brings so much to this team on both sides of the ball. So it's just going to be really tough without Chet going forward for however long he's out. But hopefully he gets back sooner rather than later. Yeah, we can see this Thunder team back at full strength. But when Isaiah Hartenstein comes back, it'll help things a lot. He's a big that can do a lot of great things as well. Not as good as Chet, but still is another great option to have. So when he comes back, hopefully things get going. And honestly, I feel like they really need to get Shea going. Like Shea has had, obviously it's Shea, so he's not gonna have horrible numbers, but he just has not really been, this Shea that we know. He hasn't been. He has had a big 35, 37 point kind of that type of big MVP type of performance yet this season. So I feel like now with Chet out, Shea's gonna have to get into that bag and lock in and kind of have some of those big performances for the next couple games. But credit to the Warriors, it's a big win. Took advantage of them not having Chet, and almost blew a 30-point lead, which would have been absolutely insane. But thanks to Steph Curry, they find a way to hold on. Next we got Heat Timberwolves. Heat win this game 95-94. They are 4-5. Minnesota drops to 6-4. This was a very interesting second half of this game. Both teams did not shoot the ball well in the second half, especially from three. Third quarter, the Timberwolves took a little bit of lead. Daze hit a couple 3-pointers. Rudy was decent, but Miami's offense was bad in that third quarter. Like, it's just really tough. Bam was 0 for 3. Jaime Jaquez hit 2 shots. That was the most shots hit in the quarter for Miami. They shot 6 for 20, 2 for 11 from 3. The good thing is Minnesota didn't do so much better. They get to the fourth quarter, and it looks like kind of Minnesota's going to run away with it. Anthony Edwards hit a shot, hit a 3, and he had that look, and I was like, oh, man, Nikhil hit a couple shots, and it was like, man, is Minnesota going to run away with this game? But Miami said, no, not yet. Tyler Hero, 11 points in the fourth quarter. Rozier, 5 points in the quarter. Nikola Jovic had 7 points. He had the ball in his hands a lot late in this game, especially if you didn't know, Jimmy Butler did not play in this game. And, he had the ball a lot in his hands. He was making some solid decisions getting to the rim. And the final couple possessions in this game were very, very, very interesting. Terry Rozier gets fouled, hits 2 free throws. It's a tie game with 92 seconds left. Mike Conley gets a kind of wide open wing 3 with 11 seconds left, miss. But McDaniels gets the offensive rebound, tip in, goes. Check it. It's tip in, 9 seconds left. The Miami has the ball kind of right like below the half court line. It's a big kind of cluster half court. The play goes, and Jovic makes a good slip to the basket when no one was looking. They made a screen. I forgot who set the screen. Was it Rozier, I think? Because Rozier was getting guarded by Nikhil, I think, and Jovic was getting guarded by Anthony Edwards. Rozier came over and set a little screen for Jovic to come over, and Nikhil had some miscommunication, and Jovic dove right to the basket. Duncan Robinson found him, and Jovic got the layup and one, and hit the and one free throw to make it a 1-point game. Just an amazing, Eric Spoelstra, the best coach in the game, he knows how to do this, and just an amazing play by Spo to get a wide open layup, on your last shot. Then Minnesota comes in, they foul Conley first, it was a foul to give. They inbound the ball, just could not get anything to really go. Anthony Edwards did not really look for the ball a whole lot. And the last shot was having a fading Mike Conley, like 3 on the wing or in the corner that missed very bad. And he ended up winning the game. Very tough late game execution for Minnesota. They scored just 4 points in the last 3 minutes of this game, while Miami had, 3, 5, 6 in the last couple minutes of this game. Just tough late game execution for Minnesota, and that ends up becoming their detriment. But Miami, a big win that they needed. Tyler Hero, 26-6-3. He has been phenomenal this season. He has been the best player on the Heat this year, and it's just great to see him kind of take this step. Nikola Jovic, 15-7, had a really good game now off the bench. Rozier gave you 11 points. The team shot just 44%, 35% from 3. They missed 6 free throws. They lost the rebounding battle, lost the assist battle, had 23 turnovers. It was a very sloppy game, but they end up getting the win because the Miami Heat just end up winning games like this. When it gets to like a sloppy, bad shooting type of, like whatever this type of game was, the grit and grind type of game, Miami's going to win those games most likely not. For Minnesota, really tough shooting night, 39% from the field, 29% from 3. Ant was 8 for 24, 4 for 14 from 3. Julius Randle was 6 for 16. Only 2 star players are both shooting under 40%. They combined to shoot 5 for 20 from three. Just going to be really tough to win. Even though Nasri gave you 15, Nikhil gave you 12. Dante had 4 steals off the bench. You were in this game. Just really bad, tough late game execution. Ant didn't really I don't think Ant really got a shot in the last couple minutes of the game. I'm looking at the play-by-play right now just to give myself a refresher. And the last Anthony Edwards shot that he took was at the 4-minute mark. For the last 4 minutes of the game, Anthony Edwards did not take a shot. That cannot happen. I'm sorry, that can't happen. Despite how good the Heat defense is, right? We know how good Anthony Edwards is. And even though he is having a tough shooting night, still, like Anthony Edwards is one of those type of guys that you don't care because he's your star player. You need him to hit to take some shots, So yeah, just not good game execution from Minnesota. They dropped to 6-4, but Miami gets a really interesting, ugly win. I have not really loved the Miami Heat this season. There's been a lot of things that I've been kind of like irritated and haven't liked. But Tyler Hero has been really good. But it's just been a lot. Bam, 9 points, 3 for 11. He has been very not good this season. Jimmy has not been very good this year at all. When you have your two top players not performing, it's going to be tough to win. Terry Rozier also has not really shot the ball well. It hasn't really been just like a play thing. It's been more of just like his shots aren't really falling, Terry Rozier. But Tyler Hero has really carried them and helped them out. And when you get a game where Ant and Julius Randle are shooting bad, taking advantage of it is key. And they did. They took advantage of it, and they got a win. Next, we go to Hornets, Sixers. This is a very interesting game. The Sixers ended up winning 107 and 105 in overtime. This was kind of a crazy game. Bad scoring first quarter. It's 15-16. Second quarter was tied. Philly really comfortable lead in the third quarter. Thanks to Jared McCain and Gershon Yabusele combining for 22 points, combining to outscore the Hornets as a team in the third. Then we get to the fourth, and LaMelo takes over. LaMelo is leading the league in fourth quarter scoring. He gave you 16 points, hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter. Brandon Miller also had 7 points. He was nice. For the Sixers, it was really just Jared McCain. Gave you 11 in the fourth. No one else could really do much. Paul George did not score in the fourth quarter of this game. LaMelo hit a crazy fading three-pointer to tie this game up, and the last possession was Paul George trying to go ISO, I guess, and Paul George just not good. Then we get to overtime. LaMelo's trying hard. LaMelo took 3 back-to-back threes. Back-to-back threes that were not horrible looks. They just couldn't go. The Hornets only hit 1 field goal in overtime. They hit 6 free throws. But for the Sixers, Jared McCain. Jared McCain hit a big shot in this overtime. Kyle Lowry hit 2 free throws. Kelly Oubre 2 free throws. Gershon had a big shot. And the Hornets just could not execute late in this game. The last possessions for the Hornets were very, very interesting. I want to go to overtime, look at the play-by-play to kind of remind myself. Yeah, so the Sixers led by 2 with 58 seconds left. Oubre missed 2 free throws. Hornets come down, shot clock violation. I remember this because LaMelo was trying hard to work, couldn't find anything going, and at the last second, he passed the ball to Grant Williams when the shot clock already ran out. It was a really bad, decision, bad execution on that part. Then the other end, LaMelo tries to get the steal back. They call a foul. They replay it, and it turns that, overturn. I think it turned into a jump ball. So they jump ball. The Hornets get the ball. They come down. The Brandon Miller's trying to work one-on-one. He's trying hard. Nothing's really worked. Actually, no. It was the LaMelo ball trying to work. He down low to Diabate. Diabate threw it out to Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller now has to work. And Brandon Miller with like 7 seconds left. It's like, dang, well, I got to take a shot. He has to take a tough step-back 3 that missed. So he's got the rebound. Gershon Yabusele got the foul. Yabusele missed the first, missed the second, but Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin. Because Cody Martin got the rebound a little bit, but it was like not a secured rebound, so it was tipped around. Caleb Martin came in, stole it from his brother, got fouled, hit 2 free throws. Coming on the end, Grant Williams, tries to throw up a prayer, but Yabusele fouls him. So Grant Williams gets to the line, makes the first, has to intentionally miss the second. They don't get the board, and the Sixers end up winning because the Hornets just had really bad overtime, just could not hit a shot. For the Sixers, it was the Jared McCain show. Jared McCain, 27 points, 10 for 18, 3 for 8 from 3. He scored, I think, 21 points in the second half. The 23 in the second half if you include overtime. But yeah, he was great. He was hitting shots. He was hitting threes. He was getting to that mid-range area and attacking, not afraid to get to the basket. He was really good. And if you go back and watch my draft stuff, I said, I really loved the Jared McCain pick to the 76ers. I thought it was one of the best picks of the draft. Like, I just loved it. And this game was great for him. They don't win without him. He was confident getting his shots. I know he was a good shooter, but he was also, not afraid to put the ball on the floor, not afraid to draw some contact, not afraid to, hit some step back middies for, the game, for in a close game against the Hornets. Like that's big. Gershon as well. Gershon has been really good the last couple games. Gave you 20 and 8, hit 8 for 13 from the field, hit 2 threes. He's just brought a lot of energy off the bench. Drummond gave you 10 and 10. Paul George, 15 points, shots at 6 for 18. Did not play in the overtime period, or didn't play a lot in the overtime period. Got a minutes restriction. He was at 33 minutes. But a good win from the Sixers. I mean, a win is a win. A win is a win regardless. It was ugly. It was against the Hornets. But when you're, 1-7, you had to win, and they win. Now they're 2-7. The Hornets are 4-6. LaMelo gave you 38 and 8 on 13 for 30. Hit 6 threes. That fourth quarter was amazing. He's been electric, man. He's been super, super electric this season. I'm becoming more and more of a LaMelo fan. Like, I was already a fan of LaMelo, but I feel like the more and more I watch this season, the more and more I'm just a bigger fan. Because that guy, I mean, that dude can ball, man. The dude can really ball. He's going to have some turnover. He's going to have some fouls. He's going to take some questionable shots. But at the end of the day, he's going to get it done. Brandon Miller also has been really good the last couple games. Gave you 22 points, even though he had a tough shooting night from 3. Gave you 22. Grant Williams gave you 17. But, yeah, very tough game for the Hornets. The late game execution was just tough. They also shot bad from the field. I mean, 38% from the field, 26% from 3 in this one. Just really, they also had 21 turnovers in this game. Very tough loss, but that's also just the young age of the Hornets, not knowing how to win yet. Eventually they'll get together, but the Sixers, a very much needed victory. Next game we had Dallas, Denver. This is a very good matchup. The Nuggets ended up winning 122-120. They are 7-3. Dallas falls to 5-5. This was a very back and forth, kind of like punches being thrown, kind of like a boxing match. First quarter, Nuggets came out with the first punch. Michael Porter Jr. had 13 points in the first quarter. Jokic had 7. Peyton Watson, Jamal, and it was like, all right, they put up 35 in the first. Dallas cannot hit a three-pointer. Second quarter, Dallas responds, puts up 34. Kyrie has 9. Luka has 7. Dwight Powell has 6. And the Nuggets just cannot hit a 3, cannot hit shots consistently in the second like the Mavericks could. And all of a sudden, it was like a really close game at halftime. Go to the third, Dallas strikes first, but then Denver responds. Actually, no. No, I think Denver fought first. Dallas responded. It was very tight. Jokic gave you 12, 8, and 7 in the quarter alone. Christian Brown had 9 points, finally putting an impact in this game. Payne Watson hit 2 threes in the quarter. But for Dallas, Kyrie, 11 points. Luka gave you 7. Clay gave you 6. And it was a very close game going into the fourth. The fourth quarter of this game was really, really back and forth. I felt like, Denver was going to take it. But then Dallas came right back and was like, nope, we're not doing that. And it was very, very tight down to the end. Kyrie hit a crazy, fadeaway bank post-fade jumper off the glass. So with a minute 39 left to make it a 2-point game. Nuggets come down, miss. Luka takes a 3. Luka takes a 3 with a minute left. They miss. Nuggets get the board. Jokic tips the ball in, ties game. They come down the other end. Kyrie tries to work on Payne Watson. Payne Watson plays amazing defense. Kyrie with a setback 3. Payne Watson gets a tiny bit of a hand on it. That is a block and forces him to miss. They come down, and MPJ gets the board. They come down. Murray finds Porter. MPJ comes in and hits a big floater. Close out, drove, floater, good. Make it a 2-point lead. The last possession, Kyrie tries to take the 3 ball, misses. It's not a bad shot, but he just missed it. Gaffer missed the tip at the rim, and the Nuggets end up escaping with another victory. And they're streaking right now. The Nuggets are streaking right now. I think they've won, 3 or 4 games in a row? I want to get the exact number up. They have won 5 in a row. I'm sorry, 5 in a row. Sorry, Denver. But yeah, it has been 5 in a row. And they've been amazing recently. I mean, Jokic with another MVP-like performance, 37, 18, and 15 is just ridiculous. 13 for 21 from the field, 3 for 3 from 3. He's ridiculous, man. Honestly, he might be my MVP right now, man. I mean, he might be on his road to the 4th MVP in the last 5 years. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, this guy has just been on another planet this season. He's done everything the Nuggets have needed from him and more. Like, whether it's scoring 40, scoring 35, I can do it. Need 15 assists, I got it. Need 20 boards, I got it. Need me to hit 3s, I got it. Need me to hit big shots, I got it. Like, he's just going to do everything for this team. And now, the key to this Nuggets winning streak is that the young guys are starting to figure it out. Jamal also gave you 18, a really solid game from him. MPJ gave you 17. He has been very good the last couple games. But it's been the young guys. Payne Watson, 16 points. He was 4 for 4 from 3. And had a key block on Kyrie Irving late in this game. Like, that's just big stuff. Christian Brown, 14 and 6. He has been hitting the 3 ball really well. Julian Strawther came in and gave you 12 points off the bench. So just the young guys are finally starting to kind of figure it out and starting to make impacts and imprints on this game and making key plays. I mean, the OKC game still goes in my mind where Payne Watson had the missed 2 free throws, came down and got a block. Christian Brown hit a confident 3. Julian Strother being aggressive. Like, those 3 have been the key factor in bringing this team back. Those 3 have been good. Also, you got to add in Michael Porter Jr. I mean, he's been obviously hitting a lot more shots than he did the first couple games of the season. He has been really good, and he hit the game winner last night. But just great for the Nuggets. They have really fought back, and now they went from a team that was like everybody was worried to now it's like, oh man, here come the Nuggets. Here they come. I mean, they shot 50% from the field, 48% from 3 in this one. They won the rebounding. Oh, no, they won the rebounding out of 45-42, 13 offensive rebounds. Jokic had 8 offensive boards in this game. They had 35 assists. Just a great game all around for Denver. For Dallas, really tough game. I mean, Kyrie gave you 43 and shot 17 for 22, 6 for 8 from 3. Couldn't hit the big threes. Credit to Payne Watson on defense. But yeah, Luka gave you 24, 9 and 9. It's just been, Clay has not been great the last couple games. He's 1 for 6 and 3. The bench has not really provided a whole lot. And Jason Kidd said a lot after that game where he said, was it that game or the game before? I think it was the Phoenix game actually that he said, like, we need someone off our bench to do something. So the bench has not really done much. I mean, Dinwiddie's kind of older at this point. Jane Hardy is still kind of unproven. He's throwing Maxi Kleber. Quentin Grimes is out of the rotation now. Olivier Maxson's prosper. This is his first time getting real NBA minutes. Dwight Powell. Like, this Nuggets bench, I mean, it's also really tough without Derek Lively and PJ Washington. Those are two of their top, like, 5, 6 players that aren't playing, and a starter in PJ Washington not playing. So Najee Marshall has to come into the starting lineup, who's a big factor off their bench. So that's obviously a big difference. And Daniel Gafford, I love Daniel Gafford, but he's not as good as Derek Lively. Especially there was one play very early in the game. It was like the first quarter where Luka was getting doubled. He found Gafford on the short roll, and Klay Thompson was wide open. I mean, Klay Thompson was wide open on the wing, and Gafford didn't see it. He drove and I think found Kyrie in the corner. Like, it was just like, man, if that's Derek Lively, he barely makes that pass. So yeah, it's tough without those 2 guys, but still really tough late game execution for Dallas. Back-to-back games, where it was just really, really tough losses in the last final possessions against Phoenix and now against Denver. Really tough. They're 5-5 now, but Denver is streaking right now. Next we have Kings and Suns. The Kings win this game 127-118 in overtime. They are 6-4. The Suns dropped to 8-2. Their 7-game win streak comes to an end. Their first game without Kevin Durant. In this game, who will be out for a little while due to a calf strain, which I talked about in the video I made yesterday when I talked about injuries suck. First half was very tight. The Kings had a 7-point lead at halftime. Kevin Huerter gave you 4 threes in the first half. Demonis had 12, 7, and 4. For Phoenix, Tyus Jones was really big in this first half. He had 3 threes. Booker had 11 and 6 assists. Beal had 10. It was a really close first half. Third quarter, Phoenix, has been really good in the third quarter this season. And they had another one that hit 29 points in the quarter. They shot 45% of the field, 4 for 8 from 3. Grayson Allen hit 2 threes in the quarter. Beal had 6 points in the quarter. Jones and Booker both had 5. And Sacramento shot just 30% from the field, had 19 points there, 1 for 9 from 3. Then we get to the fourth quarter, and it's DeMar DeRozan time. DeMar DeRozan scores 16 points in the fourth quarter. The Suns, didn't have a bad fourth quarter, but just DeMar DeRozan was better, really. It was just every time the Kings needed something, it was like, all right, DeMar, your turn. And DeMar just hit the shots. In the last couple possessions, DeMar hit his shots, making a 1-point game with 38 seconds left. Booker came down and missed a jumper. The Kings come down. DeRozan missed a shot, but then Keegan Murray comes in with a tip-in. It's making a 1-point lead with 4 seconds left. They come down. Booker gets fouled on the inbound. Keegan Murray holds Devin Booker on the inbound. That means that's 1 free throw. So Booker gets the free throw, and the Suns now have a chance to win the game. Booker takes a corner 3 contested, and we go to the overtime. In overtime, that's when DeMar DeRozan takes over again. DeMar DeRozan scored the first, 3, 5, 7, 8 points of overtime for the Kings. While Bradley Beal hit a 2-pointer, had a layup, but that's it. That was the first play of overtime. Beal hit a layup. After that, DeRozan just said, all right, my turn. And then the last couple minutes, we're like, all right, De'Aaron, your turn. De'Aaron and DeMar scored all the points for the Kings in overtime period. It was DeMar the first 8, and then De'Aaron put the last 8 just to say, all right, we're done. And Phoenix just could not get shots going, 2 for 9. Beal had all 7 points. Booker was 0 for 2. Grayson Allen missed 2 threes, and it was just no one else could really do much in this overtime, and the Kings end up getting the W. They shot 49% from the field, only 29% from 3. And didn't get a lot of free throws, but they just hit shots when they needed it. And thanks to DeMar and De'Aaron in the fourth quarter for carrying them. DeMar gave you 34 points, 14 for 25. He had 18 points in the second half, 8 points in overtime. So that's combined 26 points in the second half for DeMar DeRozan. De'Aaron gave you 21, 11, and 8. Demonis gave you 20, 12, and 5 on 9 for 14 shooting. Keegan Murray gave you 14 and 14. Kevin Huerter had 17 points, hit 5 threes off the bench. That was big, especially with, not on the bench. Why am I talking about off the bench for Kevin Huerter? Kevin Huerter is a starter on this team. Malik Monk, when speaking of the bench, Malik Monk is going to be out for a little while with an ankle injury. Really unfortunate. He got hurt early in this game. Really sucks. But the rebounding was a big factor for Sacramento. I mean, they had 3 players with double doubles. They out rebounded Phoenix 57 to 48. Just really, really, really good stuff. And when you have De'Aaron and DeMar, 2 guys that can get a bucket in the fourth whenever they want to, that's going to be big for Phoenix. Their first clutch loss of the season. They were 7-0 in clutch games before this one. Obviously, without Kevin Durant, that's going to change a whole lot. Beal gave you 28 and 8. Booker gave you 23 and 12 assists. Ty Jones gave you 22. Just not really much production. Nurkic only played 15 minutes in this game. He was not good. The bench, Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal combined to shoot 6 for 27 from the field and 5 for 18 from 3. Why they're taking that many shots, I don't really know. Shout out to Bud Ball for a lot of ball movement. But, yeah, they both just had really bad tough shooting nights. Mason Plumlee gave you 6, 11, and 6 off the bench. That was really nice. But, yeah, without Kevin Durant, obviously that's Kevin Durant that you're missing in the lineup. But if Beal can have this type of performance still and Devin Booker can be better, you don't expect Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen to shoot that bad all the time. So eventually those shots are going to start falling. And when they do, it's going to be a lot better for the Suns. But I think they still have the talent where they can hold on without Kevin Durant, but it's obviously going to be really tough. But for the Kings, getting a clutch win, especially against a really good team like the Suns, you can take wins and you can get them. And DeMar DeRozan is elite. That's what you showed in this game. Next, we got Grizzlies Blazers. We're not going to spend too much time on this game. The Grizzlies absolutely dog walked Portland 134 to 89 without John Morant, Desmond Bane, and Marcus Smart. The Grizzlies put up 134 points on the Blazers. Yeah, they had 7 players scored double figures. Jaren gave you 20 and 7. Scanty Aldama gave you 16. Jalen Wells gave you 16. Scottie Pippen 17. Jake LaRavia 18. Zach Edey came off the bench in this game, 12 and 6 with 4 steals. Jay Huff gave you 12. Yeah, they shot 55% from the field. Luke Kennard had 11 assists in this game. So, yeah, Portland, Jeremy Grant gave you 20. Donovan Clingan 13 and 3. Shout out to him. But yeah. I'm not going to talk about this game at all because I'm going to be honest. I did not watch a second of this game. I watched it because this game came on when the Suns, Kings, and the Nuggets and Mavericks were close. So I was like, all right, I'm going to lock into these 2 games and we're going to come back to Memphis or Portland. Looked up, they're up 20, and I was like, I don't think I need to watch this game at all. And I kept looking at the score, and it was like Memphis was getting larger and larger and larger and larger away. And I was like, all right, yep, I don't think we need to watch any of this game. Yeah, Memphis just absolutely dog walked them. In the final game, we had Raptors, Lakers. Lakers ended up winning 123-103. They go to 6-4. Toronto drops to 2-9. The Raptors came out with a really good first quarter. RJ put up 10 in the first quarter. Grady Dick, Jakob Poeltl both had 6. They shot 65% from the field. The Lakers shot just 45%. AD had 10 in the quarter. But Reeves had 5. But not much going. It was really the end of the second quarter, early third quarter, where the Lakers really took this game. The Lakers shot 44% in the second quarter. AD had 9. Cam Reddish had 5. LeBron had 5. D'Lo had 8 off the bench in the quarter. While Toronto shot just 36% in the second quarter, 2 for 10 from 3. Then we get to the third, and that's when the Lakers really blow the doors open. 35-27. They shot 59%. LeBron starts getting going with 10, 6, and 4. Austin Reeves had 10. He had some really nice plays in this game. And the Raptors just could not get things really going. And then the fourth quarter, the Lakers just said, all right, we're stopping on their necks. Lakers put up 35 in the fourth quarter. Austin Reeves has 12 more points. Jackson Hayes has 9. The team shoots 54% from the field. AD did not even play in the fourth quarter. That's how big they're up. And the Raptors shot just 6 for 16, 21 points in the quarter. And the Lakers end up getting a much-needed W. Austin Reeves gave you 27 and 6, 10 for 17. He's now the starting point guard of the team with D'Lo moving to the bench, putting Cam Reddish in the starting lineup, who has been solid. And yeah, Austin Reeves just having the ball in his hands a lot more. You just see how good he really is. He's more than just like a catch-and-shoot guy or a guy that just gets to the rim and draws fouls. Like, he can put the ball on the floor, get buckets. He can make plays for others and himself. Like, he is honestly truly becoming, like, evolutionizing into, like, a point guard kind of for this team, which is not something I expected, but I really like it. AD gave you 22 points, a solid 22. Only shot 6 for 8. Got to the free throw line a whole lot. LeBron gave you 19, 10, and 16. D'Lo had 15 off the bench. Jackson Hayes had 12 off the bench. He was a plus 21. He was great in this game. And then, yeah, Cam Reddish gave you 11, hit a 3. Team shot 51% from the field, only missed 5 free throws. Yeah, had 30 assists, forced 18 turnovers. Really good game from the Lakers. Getting wins against bad teams. That's how you make the playoffs sometimes. So, Lakers just doing what they got to do. For the Raptors, RJ gave you 18, 7, and 4. Had a really good first and then kind of slowed down after that. Ochai Agbaji gave you 16 points, hit 4 threes. Chris Boucher had 18 off the bench. He has actually been really solid off the bench. Chris Boucher has been. Jakob Poeltl gave you 14 and 10, 14 for Eddie Dick, 12 for Emmanuel Quickly, who's back. Only shot 4-15. He was a minus 21. Not a great game from him, but good to see him back on the court. But the Lakers getting a big W when they needed to, and yeah, back over that 500 mark at 6-4. And yeah, it's gonna be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do all stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.